Hello,
right.
everybody. How's it going?
We're live. How's everyone doing out there tonight?
Hopefully well.
Yeah.
Staying warm, staying dry, all
Yeah.
the good stuff.
Yep. Winter has finally arrived here in Virginia Beach.
It was 50 degrees today.
Well, yesterday.
So,
Yeah. It's been all around. It's making my throat a little little croaky because of the weather jumping around. But anyway, how's everyone doing out there tonight? My name is John Gardner. This is my wife and law partner, Radlin Mendoza, and we are the immigration law firm Gardner and Mendoza. And we come to you live every Wednesday, well, almost every Wednesday, from 8 o'clock until 9 o'clock to bring you important immigration updates, if there are any other legal updates that we think will be beneficial, and most importantly, to answer your questions. We know that you have questions, we have answers, and so let's hit it.
Let's hit it. Let's hit the question. But first, before we start, a couple housekeeping things.
First of all, what we do here
First and foremost,
what we do here is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not legal advice. And also, I forgot to say hello to our TikTok folks over here. So we're on Facebook Live,
YouTube, and Twitter.
And we also have all the TikTok folks joining us over here. So I will be fielding those questions. And also, Radlin will be able to see the ones that are here on Facebook. So, yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm sorry.
So just want to is that thing plugged into the back of the
it is.
Okay. Yep. Ethernet.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're good to go.
All right. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Oh, and before we go too much farther,
all family members are on board right now.
Yeah. I wanted to say hello. I see my mom there. Good to see you, Mama. And she told me that she watches with my nephew, Daniel. So
hi, Dan.
Daniel James. How you doing out there, buddy? And
look, my cousin's on here.
I see that. Cousin Michelle and my cousin Jimmy. So far, our lineup is all family. That's right.
So you guys on Facebook, do you have any immigration questions? You put them in the comments. My cousin, I think she was born here. I know you were born here. I'm just kidding. All right.
So I hope everyone had a great weekend. While some of the questions load up here, Radlin and I had a really cool weekend. We celebrated Lunar New Year with some friends of ours, Susu, who organized a really big event, and that was really neat. If you've never participated in that before, it was a lot of fun. Feeding the dragon, not the dragons, the lions,
Feeding the lions for good luck.
Feeding the lions the money for good luck.
For abundance.
For abundance. That's right. Yep. Abundance in all things. So that was a lot of fun.
So yes, I've never celebrated Lunar New Year before. Have you?
No, I have not.
Yep. But it was fun.
We were invited and we went. And
it was big. It was a lot of people in East Beach. It was really a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And we also got to spend some time with a dear old friend of ours, colleague, and our mentor, Jim Tom Haynes, who has been practicing immigration law in Washington, D.C. for forever. So
50 plus years. And I believe he's really going to retire.
He said he's retiring in 3 months.
So happy retirement, Jim Tom.
Yeah,
it was great to see you.
Jim Tom. Thanks for everything. A lot of guidance through the years, and we really, really appreciate it.
All right, fantastic. So should we grab some questions over on TikTok? So while you're gearing those up, I made a video a couple of days ago on TikTok, and I was going to say there was a lot of confusion. I'm going to say, since I was the one that presented the information, I caused confusion by my video. And one of the ways I know that I caused confusion, one, all the comments, and two, I mean, it got 100,000 views in 24 hours. So people were watching it and probably wondering, and a lot of comments. If you see the video, you know, you're not going to be patting me on the back. Like, this video got 100,000. Anyway. But the issue is, recently Immigration, USCIS said that people who have pending I-751 petitions, or for the petitions to remove the conditions on your lawful permanent residency, if you have a 2-year card. So this applies for people with 2-year cards only, right? Not 10-year cards. And conditional resident. So you're a conditional resident if you got your green card through marriage, and when you got the green card, you and your spouse were married for less than 2 years. Okay, so then you're going to be given the 2-year card. So my video basically stated USCIS, sent this notification out and said, hey, you guys who filed these I-751s, they were already taking a long time. We have issued you receipt notices to extend your green card already for 2 years. Okay. This new update basically said, we are now going to sending new receipt notices that is going to extend your green card, your 2-year green card, for 4 years. And I said that you guys would not like that. And I don't like it. And the reason is because they're not making a decision on that 10-year green card. They're delaying it even more. So what used to be, what used to take 6 months, then started taking a year, then 2 years. Now it's taking 4 years for them to make a decision on this application. Pretty crazy. So I said in the video that a solution to this was apply for U.S. citizenship. Here's where the confusion comes in. Many questions asking, hey, this is not approved yet. My I-751 petition is not approved yet. Can I still apply for U.S. citizenship? And the answer is yes. The answer is yes, you can still apply for U.S. citizenship so long as you qualify for U.S. citizenship, right? So you have to have the time in as a lawful permanent resident before you apply for U.S. citizenship, and of course, otherwise qualify for citizenship. So, if you filed your I-751 and you only filed it like 30 days ago, and you've only been a permanent resident for, not yet almost 2 years, you're not eligible to apply for citizenship yet. But once you get that 2-year, 9 months mark, you are, so long as you're, married to your U.S. citizen spouse, you're living with your U.S. citizen spouse for 3 years, married for 3 years, and your U.S. citizen spouse has been a U.S. citizen for 3 years. So those are the qualifications to do that. So hopefully that clears things up. Thank you for the roses. Appreciate that. If you all have any questions about that explanation of it, again, there were a lot of questions and a lot of comments, and I just wanted to clear that up and clarify. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments. We'll be happy to answer them.
All right. And I see my cousin Jimmy is saying he's going to be in Virginia Beach in June, hopes to see some family. I think we're going to be around. We'll be in touch, Jimmy. But that reminds me to let everybody know our office is physically located in the city of Virginia Beach, which is on the east coast of the United States in Virginia. However, we represent clients all over the country and all over the world. So wherever you are, reach out and we can absolutely help you. Can we get our information banner?
Sure.
On the bottom there, this is our contact info for those who want to reach us. Our phone number is 757-464-9224, or you can email us info@gmlaw.net.
Yes.
Right.
And for those who are watching on TikTok, that is the information to get in touch with us. You can also click the link under my bio, and all that information is there too if you catch all that. But in short, you can call or text us 757-464-9224. And again, for those on TikTok, just watch out for the scammers. We are blocking them every day. But what this is just people posing as me and our page, and trying to get you to go to their links, and they're not even immigration attorneys. So just be really careful. We're only having you reach out to us through our email and our phone number, which is 757-464-9224. All right.
The very first question we had tonight was here on TikTok. So why don't we
Let's
start
go.
there?
Yeah.
Question is, I'm a J1 visa holder and I'm about to marry, presumably U.S. citizen here. Should I go home to serve my 2-year rule? I needed that.
That's I mean, there is a waiver available for that. So that requires a pre-analysis and looking at your facts and circumstances and whether you would apply, you would qualify for the waiver. So should you go home? I can't answer that question. My best recommendation for you is to give us a call and make an appointment, and we can certainly go over that analysis with you as to whether or not you could qualify for the waiver for the 2-year residency requirement. The one thing about the residency requirement, it depends on the funds that were used. I mean, there are a lot of things that go into that analysis. So give us a call. We'd be happy to take a look at that. 757-464-9224. Our attorney, Dominique Sampson, is the one that is handling our J1 waivers. And you probably consult me, and he would be assisting with that case or doing that. So really great question, but cannot answer it on the live stream without knowing a lot more information.
Yeah, there's more information that's required for a lot of these cases. Is what we do. We try to answer questions that are, basic hypotheticals. But to give you legal advice, we need to sit down and analyze and look at all the facts of your case and have you as a client. Even at an initial consultation with an attorney, you're not going to be, or you should not be, getting legal advice. If you are, and depending on it, then the lawyer you're working with is going outside the boundaries of the bar rules. But I can't speak for other attorneys. But what you should absolutely do is schedule a consultation with an immigration lawyer so that we can go through all of the facts, really drill down and make sure there's nothing that's going to be a problem for you, because a lot of folks think they know exactly how they should start their case. And then we discover something in the consultation and realize that we have to completely shift gears, go a totally different direction.
Yep.
And if we had gone the original direction, it would have been a disaster. So it's a $275 consultation fee. It is worth every penny. I mean, this is the most important thing you're doing.
You should actually probably leave a tip.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, your immigration case is like the most important thing you're doing. And I just, you deserve to make sure you're doing it right. Okay. And I apologize. I have a little crow throat tonight. So, as my mom would say.
All right. So we have a question here. I don't want to miss any questions here. So Samantha says, hi, I am petitioning my mom, and we recently got a notification that NVC is in contact with the U.S. consulate to schedule her interview. That's awesome. That's great news. How long does it usually take to get an appointment? So Samantha, unfortunately, that is really up in the air right now. It can take quite some time because of the backlogs. And, it sounds like your mom is DQ'd. She has all the documents that were required at NVC. And now NVC says, hey, we're going to, see if we can get that interview scheduled. That can take some time. I mean, I don't want to discourage you, but, it can definitely take, over 6 months for that interview. And sometimes even longer than that. I'm not going to go over the NVC backlog report like I do sometimes because, it makes my head hurt and tough to think about how they're going to reduce this backlog. And they're only moving, around 30,000 cases per month, but then more to keep coming in. So
Right.
All I can say is be patient, or try to be patient and hang in there, and it'll come around. The interview will come around soon enough, and be ready when it does. All right.
Just think of the tunnels going into Manhattan. It's a similar situation.
It's worse than that.
Yeah. Okay. And
all right.
Speaking of which, this isn't really a question, but on point, I applied for a marriage case in May of last year. After the biometric, I didn't get anything. It's in NVC.
So that little that confuses me a little bit. So what was the question? Or May of last year, so May of 2022.
Yep.
Which, okay, that's not that long ago.
After biometric, I didn't get anything.
Got the biometrics part, and then was there something about NBC or no?
It is in NBC, is what they're saying.
It is. Is it in NBC or it is in NBC? Okay,
That's what they said.
so
it's in NBC.
yeah, I mean, I'm not sure exactly what kind of case it is, but when there's biometrics, it signals to me that the case is in the United States. It's here. It's adjustment of status. But then National Visa Center, you wouldn't be necessarily getting your biometrics done. Maybe for a waiver case. So, but anyhow, yeah, those cases are just taking a really long time right now, guys. If we're talking about a waiver 601A waiver, those are now taking 3 years. They were being not 3 years, maybe a year. Previous to that, 8 months. 3 years is insane. I mean, that's it's a really, really long time. I mean, the case takes a long time anyway, but then you add on a 3-year wait to get provisional waiver approved. Anyway, just hang in there, guys, because the processing times are unfortunately getting longer. User says, hey, what's the update on processing times for fiancé visa? User, I checked this a few weeks ago. It's 15 and a half months right now. So barring any really special circumstances, I'm not even recommending the fiancé visa because there's just no, well, I mean, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that because there are certain facts and circumstances where you and your fiance might feel like, look, this is the best thing for us for right now. I won't say that I'm not recommending it. It just depends on circumstances, but we're recommending others over the fiancé visa. All right. So you want to grab a question over there?
All right, here's another one. If you have a 2-year rule and the I-140 approved, what is the chance of adjustment of status?
Sorry, I was not paying attention to the question. You know why? Because I was reading Michael's and I've seen him before. So hi, Michael. How are you? We'll get to your question in a second.
That's right.
Sorry.
If you have a 2-year rule and I-140 approved, what is the chance of adjustment status?
So you have the 2-year residency requirement and approved I-140. I mean, you need to talk to an attorney.
Do you know any good ones that you should?
Yeah, you could call. You should call us. Are we good cop, bad cop?
Yeah.
Give us a call. And I see that Honey Monster says, I finally got my EAD. Yay.
That's right. Fantastic.
But if you can tell us, Honey Monster, how long did it take for you to get your EAD? We're taking an unofficial poll. How long did it take you guys to get your work permit? We're seeing like 9 and 12 months right now, which is, it's a long time.
Right, here's Rosalie. Hello from the Bay Area. Thank you for always sharing your knowledge to all of us.
Thank you for coming and joining us from the Bay Area every week.
From the Bay Area. We know the Bay Area, like the Bay Area. Had a really great visit to the Bay Area last summer. And all right, I was trying to think of that quote. Now I can't think of it.
Is it about the fog?
Yeah, the cold. Oh, that's what it was. The coldest winter I ever spent was summer in San Francisco.
A good one. All right, let me grab Andrea's question here. She says, "Hi guys, hi Andrea. How the marriage misrepresentation law works? Is there any waiver if I married my husband a month after I came because he was going on deployment? We are married 1.5 years already and own a house. I haven't submitted anything yet because I'm scared." Don't be scared. What do you mean you haven't submitted anything yet? Okay, so I know Andrea is talking about she came into the United States and she got married right away. So the question is, did she have immigrant intent when she entered the United States? And, there are a lot of questions here about, what did you tell the port of entry officer? Did you make misrepresentation on your visa application? Or, this is the issue here. But Andrea, if you haven't spoken to anyone, like if you haven't talked to an immigration attorney to analyze your case, you don't even know what you're scared of. So don't be scared. We're not scary, right? We are going to just tell you how it is. And not only that, but let's say you made a misrepresentation. I'm not saying that you did, but let's say you did. There's a waiver for that. I mean, you've been here now for a year and a half. You own a house. Don't be scared. Find out what the real truth is. And I mean, I get where you're coming from, for sure. We do this. Sometimes we avoid looking at things because they're scary, or we don't really want to face the truth of what they actually are. But usually it's not as bad as what it seems like. And two, we can sit.
Yeah, and you want to know.
Yeah, we can.
For years, I didn't want to get my cholesterol checked because I didn't want to know what it was. But then I realized that wasn't the best.
That's
approach.
such a great example.
I should know what it is. It is what
I'm in that boat right now. Last year, my doctor was like, "Go get blood work done." I was like, "I'm not getting that done." Are they gonna make? I remember when you got your blood work done, John was just like then eating oil every day, 3 times a day. So I was like, I'm not doing that. But anyhow, so Andrea, all we're saying, and we're not trying to make light of it or anything, but the blood work is actually a good serious equivalent.
Right.
Just contact us and let's take a close look at the case. And I bet you $100 that it is something that is very fixable and it's nothing to be afraid of. So let me know. Let me know if you want to take on that bet.
Yes, reach out, make an appointment. We have your name now, and we will be every day. We will be combing the intake logs to see if you've reached out.
We'll just be commenting on, where are you, Andrea?
Mm-hmm.
Did you talk to somebody? Come on, don't be afraid. It's okay.
Yeah, you're gonna sleep much better once you
imagine. So a lot of times people will, with similar circumstances, and they'll wait for years to do something. We have clients who wait 20, 30 years to apply for citizenship because they're afraid because of something that happened a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean,
it goes on and on. So don't do that because
it's just good to know. We had a gentleman on last week who wanted to go spend some time in the Philippines with his family. And he was a U.S. citizen. He had naturalized and had become a U.S. citizen. And he said that he hadn't gone yet because he was afraid that if he went, the United States he was worried that the United States might say, "Oh, well, why'd you get citizenship if you were just going to go in the Philippines for a few years and try to take his citizenship away?"
Right.
And we told him that can't happen. That won't happen. And he was very relieved that he could leave, but he's been waiting to leave because he was afraid that would happen. So
there's also a lot of just what you hear on the internet, what you hear from friends, some of the things I've heard, like, "Oh, I missed my best friend's wedding in France because I heard that right before you apply for citizenship, you cannot leave the United States for 1 year." Like, where did you hear that? One of my friends told me. I read on the internet. Like, that's just not true. She's like, "Oh man, I missed my best friend's wedding, and my husband went without me."
Yes.
So
this is a great, Andrea.
Such a great question. Thank you for
this question, and I hope you're a good sport because we kind of been.
Are you a sport, Andrea? She's probably like, "I'm out of here."
He's probably like, I wish that I had never posted this question.
Why are they still answering this question for minutes? No, but it is. Thank you for putting it out there.
Yep.
And thing is, know that you are scared. You're actually helping all the other people here who are also scared.
Yep. Agreed.
Guys, knowledge is power. Execution is power. And I bet you $100 you have nothing to be afraid of. All right. Okay. We good? Can we beat it some more? Nah, we're good. Andrea,
yeah.
Thank you for being a good.
I'll be sitting by the phone tomorrow waiting for this call.
He won't be sitting.
I'm gonna field this one myself personally.
Hi, Gardner Mendoza. How can I help you? This is John Gardner speaking.
That's right. I'm gonna go old school. I'm gonna go back to the early roots when I was the one answering the phone.
Oh yeah, good old days.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Do you want to get over there?
No. Let's grab a ticket.
All right. Question here. Been waiting 9 months for a work permit with a 485.
Thank you. Thanks for letting us know that. Yeah.
Is this normal?
Yes. So, guys, back in the good old bad days, the EADs, the work permits would come, set your clock to 90 days, and then there it would arrive. Now, I'm probably exaggerating a little bit. My memory is probably not certain. But anyway, it was 90 days for many, many years. You could really count on it for 90 days. However, they can change they can change how long it takes to process something. 90 days is not a right. It's not something that we must have and should have. But so it's 9 to 12 months now. And that is normal for right now. Yes.
And plus, beware. We're well aware of that thing the brain does where everything used to be so great. The way it was it used to be great.
I mean, we had 90 days. We had 90-day work permit, but you know what else? We just like immigration raids.
Yeah.
You just get raided.
We had 90-day work permits, but guess what else we had? To call every time we wanted to do anything with any government agency because there was no internet that was like operational yet.
Yeah. Raids and people getting locked up left and right. Anyway, it's raining really hard here, guys. Exciting. Can you hear the rain? Probably not. All right. Mole.
There it is.
Dome of God. Is that what that's what it is, right? I was there.
You were there.
I was there. I was there. Yep. It was pretty cool. Now, I did not get so close like that. I could just see it from afar. Anyway.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like right in front of it like Michael was. All right. When can we start suing USCIS? Well, I did the same thing. Give me a call. We like to sue. I mean, we're lawyers, right? I'm not going to say we like to sue. I mean, we will sue. How about that? We will sue. And not a lot of immigration attorneys will file a lawsuit to get cases moving, but we do, and we will, and we can. Basically, your question is, when can we? It just depends on how long your case has been pending. What type of service request. Now, if the case is not outside of processing times, then, we'd have to wait until the case is outside of processing times. So, all right. Yeah, I've seen the Dome of the Rock, but definitely not that close. Yeah. And there seemed to be like a lot of domes everywhere when I was looking out. But this one, do you remember that one video I sent you from?
Yeah,
anyway,
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the part about suing, I mean, to add to what Radlin was saying, I mean, if you're okay, let's be honest. If you're most people, the prospect of suing anything involving the government is scary. Okay, if you're a U.S. citizen, you suing the government is a scary
the first
thing.
time we sued the government, it was scary for me.
If you're in an immigration process, the prospect of suing the government that's going to be giving you an immigration benefit if you're approved is scary and probably seems like a very risky and bad idea on its surface. But for us, we've done it before with great results, and it's not so scary because we know exactly what is involved. We know what the process is. We know what's going to happen usually. And so if that's something that you feel like you need to do, that is something that we do. So give us a call.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
also, again, if your case is still within processing times, I would wait until the case falls outside of processing time, making service requests as well as congressional liaison assistance. Anyway, but great question, Michael. Really great to see you. That your case is still dragging on. All right. I'm going to grab one
We got a
from.
question over here. It says, I was born in the United States and I want to know what I need to marry someone from the Dominican Republic. So that's a pretty broad question. I mean, you need somebody in the Dominican Republic that you're in love with that wants to marry you.
You don't have to be in love with them, but that helps.
I'm assuming that's already been checked off.
Yes. You have to be free to marry. So you cannot be married to someone else. So, but if you were married to someone else, then we need a divorce decree. If a previous spouse has passed away, then we would need the death certificate. You would need to get married, or if you do the fiancé visa, you don't have to get married, but you do have to see fiancé within 2 years of filing that fiancé visa. So there are several requirements, but just to answer the question really broadly, the first step, if you do actually get married, is to file the petition. It's called the petition for alien relative. It's the I-130 petition, and I have tons of videos about filing I-130 petition on TikTok, and that is the first step to get the ball rolling. But again, this is a very broad question. The fiancé visa, while we're not really recommending it because of how long it takes the process, it might be right for you, so give us a call. We can certainly help you figure that out.
Yeah, absolutely. This is something that we do a ton of. So give us a call.
And if you are just joining, guys, my name is Radlin Mendoza, and this is my law partner and husband, John Gardner. We are the owners of law firm Gardner Immigration Law. We are physically located on the East Coast of Virginia, East Coast of the United States, East Coast of Virginia as well, in Virginia Beach. But we serve clients all over the United States, all 50 states, and all over the world because we are an immigration law firm. So if you want to reach out to us, you can give us a call at 757-464-9224 and follow our pages. Follow our Facebook page, which is Gardner Mendoza Law, and we also have a Facebook group called Live Love Immigration, and then of course our TikTok. So we would love to see you on all the socials, and you can keep up with us, and we can keep up with you.
Yeah.
All right, my turn.
All right.
Kimberly May. I hired a paralegal to process my I-130 and I-485. She stated she filed last November, but I never heard anything from USCIS till now. She still hasn't heard. No notice of action, and they have not taken the processing fee yet. Do I need to pay first to get the reference number? Pay who first? Okay, so it's November, December, January. So it's been 2 months, right? Here's how the process works, Carrie. Essentially, once you file your I-130 petition and your green card application, along with all the supporting documents with USCIS, it usually takes them about 30 to 45 days, maybe 2 months, to issue receipt notices, the I-797 receipt notices. So the receipt notices are going to show how much you paid, right? You paid $535 for your I-130. You paid $12.25 for your I-45. So you paid a total of $1,760. It's going to be receipt notice for the I-130, for the I-45, for your work permit, and for your advance parole. And so you'll get those 4 receipts in the mail. And on the receipt will be your receipt number, and you can look up your receipt number. So when you ask the question, do I have to pay first to get the reference number? Once you file and then once you receive the receipts back, then that's where your reference number is going to be the receipt number. But it sounds like you haven't received anything, and that we saying the check hasn't been cashed, right? Maybe that's what you mean by they not taking the processing fee. So, I mean, I would be a little bit concerned. You start the paragraph off or the question off with, I hired a paralegal.
Yeah, that's concerning to me right there.
Yeah. So that's a red flag to me that, you hired someone who maybe is saying, hey, I do these filings and I can do this for you and I can charge you X amount of dollars. I would definitely ask for the copies of what was sent, when it was sent. We always send things certified mail, and whatever it's not certified mail. It's the USPS first or FedEx. And so we immediately get a receipt back to show that it has been delivered. So I would ask for all of that proof just to make sure that it was in fact filed. If you're saying that, you submitted a check with your application for the amount of $17.60 and your check has not yet gotten cashed, that's not necessarily too strange. Sometimes USCIS takes a while for to cash the checks and for the checks to go through your bank. But I would definitely ask for all that documentation, which is yours anyway, right? To make sure that yes, this was actually properly filed. I mean, if she filed it in early November to December, you should have gotten receipts back by now. I mean, it's the end of January. It does not take that long to get receipt notices back. So definitely go and make sure that she did it. That would be my first. But no, you do not have to pay her. If she's like, hey, we need to pay some more money in order to get the reference number, that is correct. If that's your question. But really question, thanks for bringing that up. Because guys, with immigration, and so John and I this is what we do, right? I mean, we've had our law firm since 2000, October of 2000. So that's 20, almost 20 years, 22 years. And this is what we do. And at our offices, my diplomas are hung up, right? And I'm both barred by the Commonwealth of Virginia. We have a license to practice law. They can take that away from us. That can be taken away. Your paralegal or the notario out there, there's nothing that can be taken away from them because they don't have a license. Right. And so, oftentimes people come into our office and like, oh, this X person filed this for us and they charge us this amount of money. And I think people think, oh gosh, the paralegal and the notario, they're going to be so much cheaper than the attorney. It's actually not true. I mean, they're just, they charge just as much, not more. And so why wouldn't you want to go to a licensed attorney who is governed by a bar that if there is wrongdoing, they could actually get in trouble for it? That's Your right. Paralegal can't get in trouble. Notario can't get in trouble. So just make sure that it was filed. I mean, we can go on and on. There have been investigations against people who are, engaged in the unauthorized practice of law.
Oh yeah, we've seen it a lot through the years,
especially immigration.
Yeah, especially
because you didn't need an immigration lawyer to file your case. So, but that doesn't mean people should be out there saying, oh, well, I can do this because I'm licensed, or, just be really careful. And Kimberly, thanks for sharing your question. I hope all gets worked out and that the paralegal can show you what she filed or he filed or she. And maybe it's just a delay, but that's too long to get receipts. You should have gotten receipt notices back.
Good luck.
Good luck. And give us a call if it doesn't work out.
All right. So we've got a question here on TikTok. Can you get married on a student or work visa?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can.
Absolutely. So if you're here in the United States, let's say you're on a student visa and you meet somebody and you decide to get married, you can do that. The caution we always have, and that's actually,
It's very common.
It's a very common case is when somebody's here on, say, a student visa or any type of visa for that matter. They meet somebody, they get married, and then once they get married, they can go into the process to adjust their status to becoming a permanent resident of the United States to get a green card, and then ultimately citizenship down the road after that if they choose to. But the thing we always are cautioning about here is that if you're thinking to yourself, oh, well, that's how I'll do it, then I'll just get there on some kind of a student visa and then get married. If you're entering on, say, a student visa, you can't do that with the intent to get married to a U.S. citizen while you're here. Your intent has to be when you entered to just be a student. Now, after you enter with the intent to be a student, if you happen to meet somebody on campus and get married to them, then you're golden.
Yeah, that's totally fine. We actually have a lot of F1s who meet their future spouses in school. I met my future spouse in school.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, I mean, it's
very common.
It's pretty common to meet your spouse when you're in college.
Yep. So what that process looks like, and again, caution with travel, and essentially if you file the petition, the green card application, you have to be careful leaving the United States and coming back in on that F1 status or the other non-immigrant status, because you are now an adjustment of status applicant. When you leave and you come back in on your F1, they actually could deny entry because you are now an intending immigrant. So careful with the filing, careful with the timing, careful with the traveling. Get your advance parole before you come back in so you don't get stuck outside.
Right.
And, hire an attorney to help you with that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Radlin and I met in law school.
Yep.
And we're married shortly after graduating from law school.
Yeah. And our kids are like, wow, you got married just 2 years after being engaged? Like that was that was a long time. We have clients who've been engaged for like 1 week and they get married.
That's right.
So,
I mean, we started dating our first year of law school, so we had all of law school basically.
Yes, we were inseparable.
Yeah,
we still are actually.
Yeah.
Look, we're here doing this live stream together.
It's been a wonderful ride.
Yes, it's been great. And we have 3 daughters, 19, 17, and 11.
Yep. Soon to be 12. Okay.
Soon to be 20 and 18 next year. Anyway. Yeah. All right. They're going up so fast. It went by so quickly. All right. Let's see here. Is it my question or yours?
You're up.
All right. Lyra is asking, how long is the process of the work visa? So it depends. It depends. But I will say that if we're talking about employment-based, filing a perm and the I-140 and consular processing or adjustment of status, I mean, it's definitely at least prevailing wage determination is taking like 6 months right now. And then the recruitment and then the perm taking like a year. That's a year and a half. And the I-140, you can actually pay to get that done in 15 days with premium processing. I would say 2+ years, 2.5 years to get it done. That is a very, very, very rough estimate though. But it's not short. And this again is assuming, Lyra, that you are talking about the PERM labor certification, where an employer petitions for you and they file a petition for alien worker for you, and it leads to the green card. Now, I mean, if you're talking about doing a change of status, if you're talking about a non-immigrant visa, work visa, those are different. But I'm talking about employment-based permanent residency. All right. Hopefully that answered your question.
Did we miss a question up here? I feel like we may have.
Did we? See
yes,
here.
This is the one that I saw that I thought we had missed. This one right there. Yeah.
Right. We missed this one too. Yeah, we skipped a couple. Hello, Mrs. Turner. How are you? Good to see you. Mrs. Turner says, good evening, guys. I am a citizen already. Congratulations. Can I petition my brother to come here even if he is married? The answer is yes, you can. So good job asking this question. Should we clap for Ms. Kimberlin for wanting to petition for her brother now that she's a U.S. citizen? So everyone here should be doing that. Asking the question, hey, should I petition for my siblings now that I'm a U.S. citizen? Yes, you should. Yes, it's going to take a long time. Yes, you can petition for them even if they're married. Yes, you can petition for them even if they have kids. Just file the petition. But good job. All right. Go for it. Now.
Yeah, and then we missed that. Let's go ahead and take that one.
Okay.
And then we'll get picked back.
Shaji, hi. We have been called for immigration interview. However, our son is not listed, though we submitted his documents and paid his fees. He's intellectually challenged and now 24 years old. Petition was put when he's 10. Okay. So, Shaji, I'm sorry that your son was not listed, but we have to take a look at the case to see if the Child Status Protection Act would apply here. And you can give us a call and we can help you make that analysis. We'd have to have the date that the petition was filed, and we'd have to have the date that the petition was approved. And we can take a look at that. Right? So again, our number's on the screen, but it is 757-464-9224. And you can also shoot us a message through Messenger or email to info@gmlaw.net. All right. What do we have next?
All right, let's see if we can figure this out. So it says, good evening. My husband is a green card holder, but cannot get his citizenship. How can I adjust?
So there's a lot of things here that we're just, again, this is why none of this information is legal advice. It is only legal information and educational purpose only.
That's right.
So husband cannot become a U.S. citizen. So there could be a couple reasons why husband cannot become a U.S. citizen. Maybe he's not eligible to become a U.S. citizen for another 4 years. Okay. That's one. Maybe he has something that's preventing him from becoming a U.S. citizen where they've said, okay, don't apply for U.S. citizen. That happens. Sometimes we don't always tell people to apply for citizenship. That's if they have something in their history that is going to be problematic and come up at their naturalization interview.
There are times when it's better to just not do it.
Right. And so the person asking this question is like, well, how can I, I'm here in the United States. How can I adjust my status? Well, if we'd have to do an analysis of the history, whether you're grandfathered under any law that would allow you to adjust your status. We take a look at cases. Has the husband ever been in the military? Probably not. May have mentioned that. And how long have you been here too, right? So if you have not overstayed, and again, I'm assuming you've overstayed because you're asking this question, but if you had not overstayed, an LPR can do adjustment of status for their spouse, file the petition, and the spouse can do adjustment of status if the visa bulletin is current. It is current for January and February for F2A, second base preference, family based preference 2A. That is the spouse and married children under the age of 21 of lawful permanent residence. So I would definitely recommend that you give us a call so we can analyze your case and see if there's anything that we can do for you in order to help you adjust your status. And again, the answer at this time might be not at this time, right? And for those who may be in an immigration situation where you're looking for a solution, if you speak to an attorney in 1 year and they say there's nothing that we can do for you this time, definitely go back, every couple of years to make sure that the law hasn't changed or because their laws do change that help people. So reach out to us. I mean, we would love to pick apart this and see how we can help. It's what we love to do. We love to find solutions for people, help them get their green cards, and not be looking over their shoulders. That is a torrential downpour.
I don't know if y'all can hear that through the microphone or not, but there's just water just whipping against our house right now.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's like a monsoon, like we're in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was a little
yeah, it's been just
ASMR.
crashing in.
Actually, that wasn't good at ASMR. All right. Let's see here.
All right, you want to grab a question over here real
Yeah.
quick?
Over here on Facebook or
TikTok. Oh wait, were we on? We were Facebook.
Were we?
Yep.
No.
We were TikTok.
Yeah.
Do I have to put my traffic tickets in when I'm filing out my N400?
Oh my gosh, what a good question. Do I have to put traffic tickets when I am completing my N400? Traffic tickets, I mean, they're just traffic tickets. Why would you have to put them on your N400? Yes, you absolutely have to put your traffic tickets on the N400. Please do not make this mistake. We've actually had a client reached out to us and their N400 application had been denied because of the traffic ticket that was not there. I was shocked. I mean, I really was, but I shouldn't have been because we tell people all the time that you have to put your traffic tickets in.
Right.
And when the officer is asking you about your traffic ticket and maybe you're in your interview and you're just like, oh man, I should have put my traffic ticket down. And they start asking you about the traffic ticket, you don't just keep digging a hole for yourself, right? If they ask you, well, what about the traffic ticket on da-da-da-da? I'm like, oh yeah, I got this traffic ticket. Whoops, I probably should have put that down. I really didn't think I needed to put it down because of da-da-da-da.
That's right.
So yes, you should put it down so you don't have this moment where you're feeling like you need to hide it at your interview. Because this has happened before.
Yeah, or at the outset, if you really did forget it, by the way, I realized I forgot this one ticket that I had.
Yeah.
I need to update everything.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Because your application is open through the interview. So you can change your answer. If the officer, just a little interview tip, guys, if the officer asks something more than 1.5 times, then you really should stop to think before you deny again.
Right. So here's the deal. I mean, they know.
Yeah.
And so Radlin is right when the question is anything in North Dakota, and you're like, nope.
Why do people do that?
Sure, you don't want to tell me anything about North Dakota? No, I've never even been to North Dakota.
Yeah.
That's a bad move. You have the ticket up there.
Yeah.
You need to just come clean.
Right. Because, I mean, just
concealed is definitely worse.
And putting things on the application is definitely a better idea than leaving it off. I mean, sometimes we even put things on there that, and we'll put an asterisk by it, and you can't do this with e-filing, but and just kind of have an explanation. Like we just wanted to mention this just in case, so yes, please put it on. Thank you so much for a great question. Because that question, guess what? It helped everyone who's watching this or who's going to watch this. For those of you who are watching, re-recording this, it's a really, really important question. I think we got some awesome questions today there.
Yeah. And if I could springboard off of that for just a moment.
Springboard, yes.
Speaking about tickets and naturalization, also be really careful with it. I mean, you should have an attorney for any of this, but if you have a criminal record, it really becomes a more risky venture for you. And so you need to really make sure that you consult with somebody, because there are some criminal convictions that can really cause a major problem, even though they don't seem like a major problem. And they can definitely make you ineligible for naturalization, or at least delay it. And so if you have pending criminal charges, you should reach out to somebody who knows, like us, for example, who can counsel your criminal defense lawyer on what should be trying to do in your case. And I apologize, I've stopped this
croaky throat.
The croaky throat.
Croaky voice.
Mm-hmm.
This is the weather change.
It's the weather change.
It was so cold yesterday. Now it's 50 degrees and sort of tropical storm outside.
Yeah, and just really be careful with that. The one that comes to mind is marijuana. It's becoming so common everywhere now that a lot of people are having the misconception that, oh, it's not a problem at all. I can use marijuana. They're dealing with immigration and they're answering questions in the affirmative. Yes, I have used marijuana. As a matter of fact, I did it last week, but it's legal in my state, so no problem. It's not legal at the federal level. So be careful with that. All right.
All right, guys. Okay, let me grab this one question real quick. It's from Arlene, and our timekeeper is here. It's not yet 9. We have 1 more minute.
She's trying to get us a minute early.
Yeah. This is our daughter Ray. She's also our timekeeper. She lets us know when it's time for us to stop. Right, Ray? Are you cold? Okay, so 3 years here in California. Until now, you do have your green card interview, and you've done your biometrics in October of 2022. U.S. account said that we missed our interview and nobody shows up, but we didn't receive any admit notice in the mail. Ooh, that's not good. So one thing that can happen is that you could get a denial of the green card application, and then you could file a motion to reopen for not receiving it. You should definitely try to call USCIS customer care and let them know that you didn't get it and you need another one, and that you did not intend to miss this. But this is a big problem, and you definitely need to take care of it ASAP. I mean, I know you know it already, but I'm just telling you again that you need to take care of it ASAP. And if you do get a denial, then potentially you can file a motion to reopen and get the case reopened without having to file again. All right. All right, guys. Really awesome and amazing questions tonight. Great. I just think that the questions tonight really helped.
Questions tonight. Thanks for.
This one is chilly.
Yeah, she is. It's a rainstorm here. All right, I'm gonna go get some tea with some honey and some lemon, and maybe you wrap one of those big scarves around my neck or something. All right.
Thank you guys so much.
All right, everybody.
2 thumbs up.
We'll see
you next week. Thanks for the love. Thank you. Please follow us on social media. Appreciate it, guys. Bye-bye.